Hey guys, welcome back to Vince-Vell Custom. So today we're going to do splattering blood onto a statue. So as you can see, this is like a psycho nurse doctor Harley Quinn I came up with, and I wanted to push the envelope with her a little bit more than just doing like her in a nurse outfit. I wanted to make her a little bit crazy, so I want to add some blood onto her. So as you can kind of see on her glove, I did splatter blood on there when I had it all masked off, just to kind of give me an idea what I was going for. And what I want to do is I want to splatter blood onto her outfit, but I don't want to just start doing it right away without doing any tests. So what I like to do is I like to have a toothbrush, any old one would do, or new one, whatever you want, and then Tamiya clear red, and I thin this down with the Tamiya thinner. And what I do is I splurt it onto the statue. Now, before I actually do it, I have this broken Black Queen statue, so I'm going to actually do some tests on her first. You know, she's going to be stripped down and reworked down the line anyway when I come up with something, but I figure it's better to test it on her first than to do it there. Now, what I want to do is I want to kind of think about how I'm going to do the splatter effect and just splattering some blood on her and just saying, okay, yeah, I did splatter, there we go. So, I'm thinking of the idea is if she was holding the mallet, and we'll go from here, if she was holding this mallet like this, like say she had it in her arms like this, and she went downwards like that, the splatter of the blood would probably come back up this way. So I'm thinking of holding the toothbrush like here and splattering it on here where it gets some on her leg and it gets some on her outfit that way. And then what I might do is add some splatter and blood on here so when it's holding it up there, it's got the blood and everything here. And then I'm thinking about, as I go down the line, once that's all done and I see where I'm at, I might get this two-part putty stuff that you can use for molding, but what I might do is kind of like sculpt up some hands real quick, and then what I'll do is I'll put those little pieces in hands, and then I could do like, you know, some blood around the hands was on here, and maybe she wiped her hands on her outfit. But that's a little bit down the line, we'll go down in the video. But the first step is we're going to test on her first, just to see if I like the splatter effect, if I like the way it's going with the toothbrush, if I want to try something else. So let's get the Black Queen set up and we'll just start splattering and see what happens. Okay, so we have the Tamiya thinner. I thinned it down a little bit. It's kind of watery, but it's not too watery. And this is the Tamiya clear red. Now I like this clear red because it's pretty glossy and it holds up pretty well, and it doesn't really like drip that much unless you really thin it down, and I really didn't want to thin it down too much, but I kind of want to see how it works on the statue. So basically you just hit the toothbrush and you flick it with your thumb onto the statue, kind of like how I've done in the past with Starfields, but it's get a little bit messier and it's not really like just splattering it on right away. You know, if you're worried about, you know, paint on your fingers and stuff, you can wear gloves, but I just find it's easier, and then you just wash it off with some soap and water and you're good to go. But what I might do is, just to be on the safe side, so to make sure the paint actually catches, I'm going to heat it up with the blow dryer. And I think that, not really heat it, but just get it warmer. So just to be on the safe side, I want the splatters to kind of like catch and stay. So basically just, you know, just kind of testing it out, making sure I get it to where I want it. So basically just get the toothbrush, get it in there, and just start splattering. Kind of like the way that's going. Maybe I gotta hold it downwards and... Yep. Okay, so it's like I gotta hit it with certain areas like that. Okay, so that's kind of like, as we kind of see, I started splattering the blood onto her. And it's starting to, I kind of like how it's working out, so, you know, you do get your finger all messed up and everything, but it's just a test. It's making sure I'm getting it to where I want it. Alright, so the moment of truth, and I want to get the splatter going on Harley. Now, you know, it's kind of cool the way the statue is, but it's missing that psycho-ness to her, and I really want to get that look of the blood, so I'm going to go with the splattering look. So the idea is she has the mallet going this way. I want to get it onto the outfit around in here, maybe some on the leg, and just have some fun with the splatter, just to make it look a little crazy. And that's just, you know, we always have nice Harley Quinn statues out there, and I just wanted to make one that was just a little bit wacky and psycho, so kind of ran with this. So let's just start doing it. I mean, worst case scenario, you have to repaint it, but I don't think we have to. So, alright, and we just start splattering. Ooh, I like the way that's coming out. That's nice. Get some really thicker one here. And maybe some over here. Splatter over there. Alright, I think we might add a little bit more to some areas, like right here on the leg. Ooh, okay, so I think I want to build up a little in certain areas, like here. A bit right here. Ooh, I like that. Yeah. Getting that little splattering going, as you can kind of see. Getting all over her legs. And let's throw a little bit over here. Thinking, you know, I'm thinking like if you ever watched that show Dexter, and I'm just thinking of that whole splattering he would always do and kind of just make it look a little bit crazy. And I kind of like the idea of the splattering just at one section. Like if she turned this way and she hit it. And let's throw some... Yeah, there we go. Nice sexy Harley Quinn. It brings it out a little bit more. Just makes her look a little bit crazier. And I guess we can throw a little bit on her arms, because if she was to just have that splattering blood go everywhere. There we go, I like that. There you go. Nice blood splatters, and just messy, and just having fun with it. Just to be on the safe side, we'll add just a little bit more on the outfit. There we go. Yeah, okay, I like it. Brings it together a little bit more. Adds a little bit more life to her, a little bit of that craziness. Alright, so let me clean up my finger. I'm going to blow dry it down a little bit, and we'll just see how it all comes together if I need to throw any more on. Alright, so just to get an idea a little bit better, we kind of going closer. As you can kind of see, we got a lot of splatter all over the outfit. A lot of blood. And I like it. I think it's kind of cool. I kind of like that big drop right there. You know, like this one right here. I kind of like that. Of course, you know, I got this stuff all over my arms and hands now. So I think I might want to try to get a couple more big drops on there. I might need to thin it down a little bit. So let's see what we can do with that. Cute, I like that. Alright, let's try to get more of this. There we go. What would happen if I went like this? There we go, that's kind of what I want. There. Yeah, cool. Got some splatters and yeah, looking good. There we go. See, got some splatter effects coming down. A little bit more motion to it. Yeah, see, it's fun to experiment. Never know what you're gonna figure out. Cool. I like it. There we go. A little bit more motion to her. Really got some blood going on her. And I think that's as far as I want to go with it. I don't want to push it too much. Kind of like just, you know, that's where we want to go. Alright, so let's set up the mallet and we'll start working on the mallet next. Alright, so I masked off the mallet because I want to focus on that part first. I don't want to get it on the gloves because I'm thinking about is as she held it, then she has it over her shoulders, we're not getting all the blood splatter on these angles because it hit at different angles. So it's kind of like thinking about the whole sculpt while doing the splatter instead of just throwing splatter and then you're done. So I want to get on here. Now this is kind of like fun. I could really throw a lot of blood on there. So this is kind of like where we take it and we just kind of run with it. And then what we do is turn it upside down so we get the blood like that. And we'll get our blow dryer. So this is kind of like messing with it a little bit more. So as you can see, we're kind of throwing blood all around it. So you just got to kind of toy with it. So it's kind of hard to do it in front of the camera. Upside down a little bit. Do this. A little bit bloodier. Alright, so we're going to let this sit for a bit, blow dry it, and we'll come back. Okay, so off of camera, I did some crazy splattering a little bit more. I wanted to get more lines getting on her, and I had to get the camera out of the way, and I kind of like did a crazy arm like throw, like I was throwing like a baseball type stuff, going at the body a little bit more. So it was a little bit easier to get the streakiness going. So I got a couple more streaks going on her. And it looks like we got some really cool streaking going on with some blood splatters, as you can see, and I kind of like that. That's really good. So it looks like, you know, she splattered somebody's head that was on the ground, and it hit all her legs and her side. And then I got some really cool splatters going around the mallet, as you can see. We can't show you underneath of it right at the moment because it's going to have to dry, and I really want this to dry overnight. I don't want to mess with it, and I just want to let it get there and dry up and go from there. And then I guess afterwards I'll probably see if I can come up with you know, something where she used her hands to wipe it off on her outfit type thing, or kind of see what I could come up with. I kind of want to bring it to another level with some hand marks on her, but I'm going to have to come up with that later on. But just gives you an idea that we got the splatter.